Neil,
What's up, brother?
how are you, sir?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing all right. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us, man. I appreciate that.
Not a problem, brother. Not a problem. Appreciate you taking the time.
No
You
problem. Hey, by the way, love the new single, "You Love."
thank you, man.
So
Appreciate
I,
it.
I
Appreciate
want
it.
to I want to get that out the way because I got some other stuff I want to ask you about real quick.
All right.
But okay, so talk about the single because it has this old school feel to it. Tell us how you came up with the concept and all that good stuff.
So I've been being very honest and giving credit where credit is due pretty much for the last 2 weeks that I've been talking about the record.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to say shout out to my man, Jeremiah. Jeremiah's featured on the record with me. I'm sitting in the studio one night having a conversation with another producer homeboy of mine about people that I haven't worked with yet that I would like to. Right. Jeremiah's name popped up. My man Rockstar was like, "What? Oh, hold on." Got him on the phone. Right. Jeremiah pulled up on me that same night. So he pulled up, and "You to Love" was one of the 2 records that we did together, both of which will be on the new album. Okay. Now, when he brought me this record, track was already done. His parts on the song was already done. All I did was write my parts, put them on there, and say, "Let's go." You know what I mean? So I cannot take credit for the genius that is this record. Right. It was brought to me like that. So I got to say, again, much props, love, and appreciation to Jeremiah for just the blessing, for real. I think the song is like it's a bridge for the generations a little bit, you know, because it's got the Juicy Fruit, it's got the Computer Love, which is, you know, 40 and up. You know, I'm 40 now, so that's us. And then the vibe of the record kind of pulls in the younger generation as well. So it kind of puts everybody in the same room, rocking out to the same song. And mind you, a song with a positive message, which is kind of needed right now. Like,
absolutely.
All anybody talking about is like, we live in this kind of hookup culture right now, where it's like, let's do what we're gonna do tonight, and then you go your way and I go mine. Or if it's about some money or some drugs or some like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's talking about love right now. And love is not a fad. It's not something that goes out of style. It's something that we will forever need. And honestly, right this second, need more than anything. So I feel like the song's kind of right on time. You know, God don't make no mistakes.
Right. Spoken like a true old head, because that's me too. I ain't mad at you. So I appreciate all of that. Is all good. So, and you talk about needing, you know, love in right now, and let's talk about R&B. And you touched upon it for a second about how, you know, music is different. Do you feel like, you know, songs like this are going to like usher in a new change where maybe we can get back to that love thing?
Well, one thing I have noticed about just music and how music operates and functions, how the pendulum swings, so to speak, over the 15 years that I've been here. You know, we'll swing towards, you know, songs with lyrics that don't really mean nothing. You know what I mean? It's more about the beat and all of that. And then at some point we'll start swinging back towards wanting to feel something in a record again. You know, you put on a song and it makes you feel a way, as opposed to just, you know, somebody told me that the tempo of songs are dependent on the drugs that are being done in that era. You know what I mean? Like the 80s, it was cocaine, so it was everybody was real fast. You know, now everybody's smoking and it's mellow, so it's like real heavy 808s and that whole thing, and that's fine. That's fine. It's the contrast of, you know what I'm saying, when you have artists like her, you know, that are making real moves for R&B, for like a more traditional R&B with kind of nuances of what's happening right now. You know what I mean? I feel like music is supposed to evolve. Like anybody that feels like it's supposed to just stay one way, like you putting yourself in a box. It's going to evolve the same way everything evolves with time. The look is going to change. The sound is going to change. Doesn't make it any worse. Doesn't make it any better. It's just how it changes. And I feel like we will always get back to that place where we want to feel something, because I feel like that's just kind of what it is to be a human being. You know, we'll dabble in other genres and other places for a little while, but we'll always come back to, I need something to make me feel like something. You know, I'm sad, I need that song that's going to relate to my pain. I'm happy, I need that song to make me want to dance. You know what I'm saying? I'm in love, I need that song to make me realize that, whatever that is. Like, we're always going to swing back toward that.
You talked about her, so there's a new crop of R&B artists that are just absolutely amazing, right at their 20s. Like her is good. Loner, I'm digging him right now. Who are some young artists that you think people should be checking out right now?
Good question. I gotta say, for the last little while, I've been in a cave. I haven't really been listening to because I'm still in album mode. I'm still putting this album together. You know what I mean? And as to not be too swayed by what's happening right now, I tend to shut off
Okay.
You know, I tend to shut off and not get really invested in no music that's out, because I don't want to let that music influence what it is I would have done otherwise. You know, so right now I've been on that. And I'm happy to announce that I'm almost done. I'm like 3/4 of the way done. I feel like I might need 1 or 2 more vibes. I got to do something that speaks to just everything going on right now, from COVID-19 and the quarantine to Black Lives Matter and the protests. I haven't written that song yet. I feel like that's the song that's gonna end it for me, and I can go ahead and put a pin in this album and put it out to the world.
Okay, cool. So I'll ask you about when the album's coming out later, because you just kind of answered that. You still almost finished with it, so that's all good. Pandemic, how have you been handling this whole thing?
To be honest, bro, I've been chilling. I mean, so here's the thing. I travel all the time. I am never at home. Like it's really, really rare to catch me at home longer than a consecutive 3, maybe 4 days. And then I'm on the road going over here to do this radio show, over there to do that, or this to have this meeting or whatever. And it takes its toll on your family life. It really and truly does. I mean, mind you, my kids understand, you know, daddy is at work so that the lights stay on. Daddy is at work so that we can have these iPads and all of this stuff. They get it. Right. But it don't change the fact that, you know, it ain't nothing that you could purchase that's going to equate to that time. Like, I get to wake up in the morning and make breakfast, or try to make breakfast for my kids now. And I say try because I don't cook, but it's not. I can make you a bowl of cereal and we can sit and watch cartoons and eat it together. We can do that. But anything other than that, we're going to wait till mama wake up.
Right.
But yeah, it's like, you know, like you get to lock back in with the people that you claim to genuinely care about. Like, you get to show them now. Like, so when they said stay home, I was like, cool, all right, work.
I got no problem.
Let me know when we come back out. I'm gonna get this back right. It's no secret now that before the quarantine, me and the wife was talking divorce. The quarantine helped us sit down and really, you know, bang our heads together until we figured out what's important. And what's important is the love is unconditional and genuine. It's real. Anything else falls under that. Right. Everything else falls under that. So there is no separation. There's us navigating whatever problems come our way, because it's us versus the problem, not us versus each other.
So it happened, even though, you know, it's a sad thing that's happening, but being able to stay home is it's got you back centered and where you need to be. Right.
It helped me. I know that ain't the case with everybody. I know it's some people, you know, ready to strangle somebody because they just get out my face. I understand that. But for me, it was a blessing for me. It was a blessing just being able to lock back in with my people, you know?
Yeah. So you talked about the other thing that's been happening in like the last couple of months, of course, you know, George Floyd and everything with Black Lives Matter. You sang at George Floyd's funeral. How did that all come about?
Family reached out and asked me to come sing at the funeral. Of course I said, yeah. Mind you, I hadn't gotten on a plane since this COVID thing started, the quarantine thing started. But when they asked, I had to get on that flight, you know. So I was asthmated up, but I was there. Yeah. Right. They didn't tell me what to sing. They said, sing whatever you want, just something that, you know, that makes sense with you know, where we're at and what we're doing the whole night. Right. So, all right. So I got there, and right away it was a different vibe. You know, like this was like, you know, a press fantasy. Like the press just was all over this thing. Right. So of course it was an ocean of press there, but they was being respectful. They was staying back, you know, letting the family through and the celebrities through and the whole nine. The celebrities that was in there was not in there on that celebrity thing. Like nobody was trying to get to the front to be seen, or like everybody was really and truly there in honor and appreciation of this man and the unfortunate sacrifice that was made. Right. So, I held it together for the most part. I was asking myself, why am I feeling so emotional when I didn't personally notice, man? And the reason for that is that just the room was heavy with the amount of love that they had. Like, this wasn't just a dude that passed, like somebody that you knew from around the corner. Like, they loved this dude, like his community, his family, like he was a pillar, like for real, you know what I mean? And I didn't realize that before going in there. So like you could feel that, you know, it was sorrow, it was outrage, it was just all of that, like all hitting you at the same time. So it's like, it's a little overwhelming, right? So I get up there, I'm about to sing, and the second I step on stage, I had it together. I had something I wanted to say that I felt was poignant and like meaningful. I got up there, and the first person I lock eyes with is his daughter. Oh, she's sitting right there in the front row. her face turned into my daughter's face, and I broke from there. I couldn't hold it together no more. I sang the song as best I could through actual tears, through real emotion, to the point where I kind of felt the way when I got off stage. I felt like I didn't do as well as I could have, and I really wanted to properly represent for the family. Right. But as I was walking off stage, George Floyd's brother grabbed my arm. He was like, yo, I don't know if you knew or not, but that was George's favorite song. I sang So Hard to Say Goodbye yesterday.
Wow.
And that was my confirmation. That was almost like George telling me, yeah, man, like don't worry about that. We appreciate. You know what I mean? So it felt good. It was a great feeling when I went home. Mm-hmm. And then 2 weeks later, I get a call from my manager, and he's like, so yeah, you trending on Twitter right now. And I'm like, okay, cool. And he's like, nah, not cool. I'm like, what? He's like, you trending on Twitter right now because people are upset because you called George Floyd's death a sacrifice. And I'm like, what? How is that upsetting to people? Well, because they're saying that he wasn't sacrificed, he was murdered. I was like, okay, did they not murder Jesus Christ? That was it. Not saying that George Floyd is Jesus Christ or making that comparison at all. I'm just saying in the realm of the word sacrifice. Right. You know, a sacrificial lamb. Is that lamb not killed? Like the man died for, hold on. Decline. Decline. Sorry, somebody tried to call in.
That's
but
okay.
The man, the unfortunate truth of the situation, as this man's death was the spark that caused the flame that helped produce the little bit of change that we're seeing. So yeah, he was sacrificed. No, he wasn't a willing sacrifice. Who is? Jesus Christ didn't jump on the cross himself. No. There is no such thing as a willing sacrifice. That's why it's called a sacrifice. It's something that's difficult to do, and in most cases, something that you don't want to do.
Right.
So yeah, I called it a sacrifice, and what I said, I got up there and I thanked him for the sacrifice so that my kids could be all right. Now, what that meant was the change that this man's death has caused is potentially and hopefully going to make it to where my 3 sons don't have to deal with the things that I've had to deal with, that my dad had to deal with, that his dad had to deal with, and on down. Right. That's what I meant. And I got upset for a minute because I'm like, how could anybody really think that I'm going to get on stage at this man's funeral in front of his friends, family, community, and say anything foul about this man? Like, what, like, where is your head at to even do that? You know what I mean? So, like, it upset me for a minute because I'm like, this is part of the problem, y'all. Like, we so quick to jump and just to find something to talk crazy about that we get distracted from what's real. Like, the fact that what I was there for in the first place should have been the trending topic, not y'all misunderstanding what I said. Right. You know, I just felt the way about that. And the only reason that I even took it upon myself to explain what I meant, because I felt like anybody with even the slightest bit of intelligence knew what I meant. Even if I didn't word it all the way right, you knew what it is I meant. Like, come on, you nitpicking at this point. Right. But the reason I took it upon myself to explain is because I feel like ignorance divides. And the last thing we need right now is anything else to divide us. Like, we need to be coming together, because if push come to shove and it's become a war, we gotta be with each other. Like, there is no division right now. So it's like, all right, you know, if this man can give his life for the cause, the very least I can do is pause my life for a second and explain to you what it is that I said, so that there's no division, so that there's no ignorance in this situation. Mind you, I said ignorance, not stupidity. Ignorance means you don't know. Stupidity means you're choosing not to know. Right. You know what I mean? Right. So that's what it was, man. That's what it was. I just feel like the whole world just needs a love overhaul right now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, we need a reason to smile. We need a reason to dance joyously. Like, we need that desperately right this second. And I also want to, and I'm going off on a tangent here, and I apologize.
It's all
but
good.
I just want to make sure that people know and understand that Black Lives Matter is not a hashtag. It's not a trend. It's not a passing fad. You know what I'm saying? This is going to last until we get what it is that we're supposed to have, until we get the justice that we deserve, until we get the fair play that we deserve, the equality that we deserve. We ain't asking for a handout. We want to be equal. We want to be treated equal to y'all. That's all it is. So, okay, Black Lives Matter ain't trending no more. Breonna Taylor ain't trending no more. All right, that's cool, fine and good, but we can't let up. We got to keep the pressure on. I don't understand the concept of naming a law after somebody but letting a killer go free. That don't make no damn sense to me. The Breonna Taylor law. What?
I was saying to somebody asked me the question about how I feel about Black Lives Matter and everything that's happening right now. And I think it's really cool that everybody wants to hear what we have to say and that, you know, people are listening to us and everything like that. But what I want to see happen is in 6 months, I want to see if everybody still has that same energy. I really want to see if they still have that same energy, that they're still talking. When Juneteenth happened, you saw Juneteenth everywhere, which I've never seen that before, but it was cool. Let me see that next year. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
If it happens next year the same way, then we've gone someplace. But if it hasn't, then we back to square one.
Square one.
Square one. I'm gonna get a little bit light a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. Lighten it up. All right.
I asked a couple of my Facebook friends what questions they would ask you, and somebody said talked about Battle for Los Angeles, and they said they loved that movie. Now, I have a question. The glasses that you wore, were those your glasses?
No, no, they were not. No, those are prop. Oh, prop.
Okay.
20/20 cool. Vision. No.
Okay, cool. I mean, with the pandemic and everything like that, do you have any other movies or anything planned, you know, after this is all done?
So I'm reading scripts right now. You know what I'm saying? Like this is honestly the best time to get a script to me because I ain't doing them sitting around with my kids. So yeah, I'm reading scripts right now, looking at some different things. There's a TV show that Lionsgate and YouTube partnered with, Step Up High Water.
Right.
Yeah. So that was a YouTube show. We just recently got picked up by Stars. Now, unfortunate tragedy, Naya Rivera, you know, she passed just recently. So that's definitely putting a hold on things. Right. But when that show comes back, be looking for it on Stars. You know, that's I think that's probably the next thing that I'm going to be doing in the realm of TV and film, other than World of Dance that's already on NBC every Tuesday right now.
Okay, cool. All right, so the versus battles that have been happening. I just got finished watching Snoop and DMX, who was off the train of every minute of it. And I know you get asked this question, but I need you to answer this question. See, because it's really not a battle. It's just that you're basically enjoying the company of somebody else, one of your peers, and you guys enjoy each other's songs. So if you had to battle one person in the verses, who would it be? You got to pick somebody. I'm not letting you get the.
Got to pick somebody. All right. Okay. So here's the thing. I've already done a versus battle as a songwriter.
Okay.
Me and Jonte Austin went right after
That's right.
and Sean Garrett went.
That's right.
And see, mind you, the versus thing wasn't as popular as it is now, so people don't remember. Because I'm being asked this a lot, like, yo, when you gonna do a versus? It's like,
that's right, you did do one. I forgot about that.
I did one. Yeah, but I didn't do one as an artist, so maybe that's a slightly different vibe. But I was feeling like, I mean, yeah, I would do it again, but how you do it again? You play the same song? Like I already played on my records already for the first one I did. But in that, I guess that many people are latched into it now that wasn't before. I guess it makes sense for me to do another.
Do it again.
Yeah, maybe. So if I was to do one, who? Let me see. It would have to be at least somebody that at the very least has as many albums out as I put out. I put out at least 8 out. 7. This would be 8. This next one is 8. I don't know.
Come on, man. You got to pick one.
I don't know. I really don't know, bro. I really don't. Because I'm not. Because I mean, you could just throw names out there. You could throw Usher out there. You could throw Chris out there. But the battle would have to make sense. We'd have to have, at the very least, an equal amount of hits, equal amount of albums. You know what I mean? In order for it to go the way it would need to go.
Usher,
so I don't know.
It would make a lot of sense. It would make a lot of sense. I just wanted you to pick one. That's all. I just wanted you. But that's all right.
I mean, I would happily battle any of my peers. Usher, Chris, Trey. You know. Throw any of them at me. I'll be more than down.
So next week when it happens, we'll be ready.
There you go. There you go.
Couple more questions. I always credit you with starting I'm originally from Chicago, so I'm a house head. So
yeah.
The first time that I heard Closer, I always attribute you as the person who started, you know, that trend. Because I love the minute, I'll never forget, I was in Peoria, Illinois working at a radio station at that time, and I heard that song, and I'm like, wait a minute. And I was hoping for remixes and all kinds of stuff, because that song was just absolutely great. When's the next time you're going to do something up-tempo like that? Not necessarily with a DJ, but just you like that, like up-tempo, like dance track. When's the next time you're going to do something like that?
I'm in the process of putting that together. Like that vibe is a vibe that's missing from the album right this second. Just because I know that vibe already. Like, I know what that is. So I try to go and do things that I haven't done before or things that I'm not as familiar with first, and then go back to Like I can write a ballad all day. I can write a EDM or up tempo, dance record, pop. I can do that all day.
Right.
So now that I've tackled the things that I'm maybe not as comfortable with,
right.
to a degree where I'm comfortable, now I can jump into this and go, all right, got to get a couple of these out because it's me. So
right.
so I'm working on that right now.
Cool, because I can't wait to hear it, because I still play Closer like crazy. One of my house head friends from Chicago was just like, yeah, you need to do another track like that, because we need that, and we definitely need that. We need more love. We need more upbeat music. We need all that stuff. So I can't wait for that. Now, the single is called You to Love.
Yes, featuring Jeremiah. It's out right now. Album, be looking for it maybe mid-September, early October, somewhere in there. That's what I'm shooting for.
Okay.
Once I finish these last couple vibes, and I'm gonna be done. So yeah, around then.
All right. Well, much success to you. Well, you already got the success, but we appreciate you and everything you do. And can't wait to talk to you again, my friend.
Appreciate the love, my guy.
All right. Take it easy.
Y'all take it easy, man.
All right.